What is up, Pats Nation? It is Patriots Global back here with another video, and in today's video, we are going to be talking about Braxton Berrios and how Julian Edelman has actually taken him under his wing and is really teaching Braxton Berrios how to become really something in the Patriots system, in the Patriots organization, as Julian Edelman knows a lot about being drafted late and becoming a superstar. So if you want to know more about this topic, if you want to know more about some details that have been released during Minicamp, some very interesting little details, make sure to watch the video full through and let me know in the comments below when you have. So as a former 6th round pick in last year's draft, Braxton Berrios instantly drew those Patriots classic slot receiver comparisons, and lots of people were excited about the pick, obviously including myself, but a lot of people were hoping that he would turn out in that classic Julian Edelman, Danny Amendola, Wes Welker type of role. Obviously, Edelman is getting older. He only had so much longer really to be in the NFL. So who is going to be the classic Patriots go-to guy? That classic small white slot receiver guy when Julian Edelman does decide to retire. Of course, year one expectations for Braxton Berrios were way too high, and that is something I said all the way back when the Patriots drafted him, not to have too high expectations for him, especially year one. And the exact thing happened that I said be careful of. And of course, we didn't get to see much of Braxton Berrios in 2018, minus the very brief preseason appearance that Braxton Berrios had. He appeared in just one preseason game, and that was against the Redskins, which actually, believe it or not, was the Patriots' first preseason game, but in which he had just one catch for 3 yards and one kick return. The Patriots ended up placing Braxton Berrios on the injured reserve with really just a phantom injury. Nobody knew what it was. Was there even really an injury? But mostly so that he could compete for a roster spot again the following season. And really what that showed is that obviously Bill Belichick saw something in Braxton Berrios that he wanted to make sure he had reinsurance for keeping him the following season. Obviously, because of how Berrios performed his first season, he wasn't going to make the roster. But again, Bill Belichick wanted to really keep and hopefully develop him because of something that he saw in him. But this offseason has been very interesting for Braxton Berrios. I've talked about Berrios a little bit already on my channel, in which you guys have heard me say if he wants to make this team, he is going to have to perform, because there's a lot of depth that has been brought in, a lot of good depth, guys with a lot of experience that Berrios doesn't have. And when Minicamp finally rolled around, day one, we heard Braxton Berrios' name. Berrios had a very good catch. They actually called it the catch of the day, with a leaping sideline catch down the field in which his teammates were hyping him up. Everybody was going crazy after the catch. Berrios got up and spiked the ball. It was a very, very big deal, and a lot of people actually compared it to something like a Julian Edelman type catch. Reporters say that Braxton Berrios is just making a lot more plays than he previously did, and he's been spotted again following Julian Edelman around a lot. And when I say a lot, I mean literally Julian Edelman takes a right step, Braxton Berrios takes a right step. He has been right up Julian Edelman's butt in order to really mirror and expand on what Edelman has done in order to potentially take over for him when he decides to leave. Something that is also interesting is if you're a Patriots fan and you know Julian Edelman and you know what he kind of does in the offseason, you know he's very popular for two things. He's popular for those red gloves, but he's also very popular for wearing this yellow shirt during things like OTAs, minicamp, and training camp. And funny enough, Braxton Berrios has started wearing the exact same yellow shirt that Julian Edelman wears. Ultimately, just really trying again to manipulate Julian Edelman. Jules was actually also asked about, him taking Berrios under his wing and teaching these younger guys, such as guys even like N'Keal Harry, the Patriots way, and how does he feel about it. And he basically said, when he was a rookie, there were guys that did two things. They, one, helped him learn the system, took him under his wing, or two, blew him off, basically said, I'm not going to help you, learn this out yourself. And basically those guys are the ones that kind of only care for themselves. They don't necessarily care about the system or the younger guys. They care about keeping their roster spot safe and not really having any competition. Edelman said how he wants to be the type of guy that helps these younger guys out, who helps develop them, who can really be the reason that these guys take off in the NFL, because he remembers what it was like for him when he was a rookie, first coming into the NFL, late round draft pick, former quarterback turned into a wide receiver, and now he was struggling a lot. And ultimately, he remembers the people that helped him versus the people that didn't, and he wants to be remembered as a guy that helped. Ultimately, there's a lot of comparisons between Braxton Berrios and Julian Edelman. So if Berrios can really manipulate Edelman, if he can really start to break down what Edelman does, all the way from his mentality in the offseason and how he, kind of goes with his workouts, which is something I will note that Berrios has really put on some weight. You can visibly see it. If you follow him on any social medias, then you know that he has been in the gym a lot, really trying to bulk up and get ready for a roster spot run this following season. But really just seeing the way that Edelman tracks the ball down, but more specifically the way he runs his routes and the way he makes such good sharp cuts when he is running whatever the route is, whether it's an in route, an out route, a go route, whatever it is. As of right now, I would say Berrios' chances of actually making the team are about 50-50. It is still minicamp. We are getting closer and closer to the regular season, to training camp, and the more you go on, the more intense these trainings are going to get. The more, the guys that stand out are going to be the guys who are more than likely going to make the roster. But if Berrios can keep performing the way he does and better, then I don't see how the Patriots can just move on from him, especially when he performed the way he did last season. If he can perform in a way that the Patriots really don't have a choice but to keep him on the team, then I don't see how they could just release him. Because, of course, right now it is still a little bit early. This is not contact. We don't really have the pads on or anything yet. And those are two things that can make a very big difference. But from what I saw in training camp last year when I was there, he looked like a very good receiver. He looked like the classic Patriots wide receiver. And that's something you aren't going to really hear from, anybody else, because this is my experience personally when I was at training camp and I was sitting in the front row watching Braxton Berrios. Berrios truly did look like a future type of Patriots wide receiver. The way he can track the ball down, the way that he dives for balls. I think that's something that's very underrated, is Braxton Berrios is really willing to do multitude of different things. Whether it's being a punt returner or kick returner, which is something that could really set him over the edge over a bunch of the other guys, is one, that he has a year of experience under his belt, but two, the fact that the Patriots still don't have a kick returner or punt returner that could help Berrios, but just the fact that he's willing to do so many different things within the Patriots organization, with just ultimately being on the team. I just think that with some time to develop more and kind of get more used to going into the NFL. Remember, he was not a high round draft pick. He was a later round draft pick, but with more time, as more time goes on, Braxton Berrios truly could become the future Julian Edelman. Now, if he does not, make it this year, this could be the last we see of Braxton Berrios. So this is Braxton Berrios' time to really be a New England Patriot, and we'll just have to see how it goes. But that is it for today's video. What are your guys' thoughts on Braxton Berrios and Julian Edelman taking him under his wing? Let me know in the comments below. Also, make sure you guys like and subscribe, as it helps me, the channel, and even you guys out very, very, very much. Make sure you guys share this video with everybody who knows we can go to Patriots Global Family. And other than that, I will catch you guys in another video.